Welcome back to the deep dive. So our job here is to get you instantly well-informed on a specific topic. We do that by synthesizing all the core knowledge
Yeah.
and, the surprising things hidden in a stack of sources.
Exactly.
And today, we're doing a deep dive into the operational scope and service model of a regional contractor. The company is Roofing Council Bluffs, LFL.
Right. And this isn't just us reading a brochure. We're looking at a specific business blueprint.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
The material we have it's actually fascinating. It's a case study in how a business can build this really intense local trust. I mean, they name themselves after a city, a county, but at the same time, they're achieving this massive regional scale across 2 states.
Right.
So our mission is to synthesize what they offer, where they do it, and maybe most importantly, what the real value proposition is for you, the property owner, in that specific Heartland region.
That tension you mentioned, that hyper-local identity versus this huge regional execution, that's what jumped out at me.
Yeah.
They're talking about being the, quote, go-to roofing company for homeowners and businesses in Council Bluffs, IA. They're focused on Pottawatomie County property owners.
Very specific.
Very. But then, as we're going to see, their actual reach is just vast. So how do they pull that off? How do you keep that small-town trust while operating on that kind of scale?
Well, that's where their foundational claims come in. The sources show they get it. To earn that trust, you have to check 3 boxes right away.
Okay.
They present these 3 assurances as the base of the whole operation. 1, licensed and insured. 2, local expertise. And 3, premium materials.
Now, those aren't exactly unique claims.
No, they're not. But placing them right at the top, that signals that these are like the absolute table stakes for this market.
Okay, let's stop there for a second, because licensed and insured, that can feel like boilerplate.
Right. People skim past it.
But in a region that gets the kind of weather they do, the legal and financial side of that is huge. Why do you think it's so heavily emphasized right up front?
Because it connects directly to risk management for you, the property owner. You look at the volatility of plains weather, we're talking hail, high winds, sudden storms.
All of it.
So contractors who are properly licensed, they're accountable to state and local building codes. And those codes are often way stricter in these high-risk zones.
And the insured part.
Being fully insured means if someone on the crew gets hurt or if there's damage to your property during the job, the liability doesn't fall back onto your homeowner's policy. It just elevates the whole conversation from simple construction to professional risk mitigation.
Which is critical when you're dealing with, as they say, emergency leak repairs.
Exactly.
That is a key distinction. Okay, so moving past the credentials, I really like how the source material reframes the product itself. They say they deliver high-performance results, but the philosophy is, we don't just build roofs, we build lasting protection for your most valuable investment.
That's a big statement.
It is. It shifts the whole focus from, what it looks like or what it costs today to long-term security.
So does that phrase, lasting protection, does it hold up when you look at the actual services they offer?
It has to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to claim that, you have to back it up with materials and engineering that justify it. It's the philosophical umbrella for everything they do, from a tiny repair to a giant commercial building.
Right.
It implies that, yeah, their initial installation might cost more than some budget guy, but the lifetime cost of ownership, fewer repairs, better guarantees is way better.
And crucially, they lower the barrier for you to even consider this big investment. They offer a free inspection and estimate.
Which is a smart move.
It makes that initial decision totally risk-free for you as the property owner. It's like they're saying, hey, let us assess the security of your investment before you even think about spending $1.
Precisely. And that free assessment has to cover their whole range of work. The documents confirm it. The capability is comprehensive. It goes from urgent, small-scale stuff.
Those emergency leak repairs again, all the way up to complex, big contracts, like complete commercial installations. It really suggests they're structured to handle, both the single-family homeowner and the big corporate property owner.
That kind of range suggests a pretty high degree of specialization and logistical flexibility. So, since they cover everything, let's get into the specifics.
Okay.
The sources detail 6 distinct services. And the definitions they use give us real insight. For me, here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about what they do.
It's how they define success for each one.
That's it.
Yeah, so we can kind of break these down. You've got your proactive essentials, you've got your comprehensive replacement, and then material specialization.
Let's start with the essentials.
Okay, so roof repair. The core metric here is speed. They emphasize being professional with leaks, structural wear, and the immediate goal is just to keep your home safe and dry.
In a climate like that, a quick repair isn't just a convenience thing.
Oh, not at all. It's about preventing secondary damage, mold, rot, all of it.
Okay, then we get to what I'd call the centerpiece service, roof replacement. This is where that local expertise claim really has to prove itself. The description is super technical. It says, high-performance full roof replacements engineered for Iowa's toughest weather conditions.
That is a powerful claim.
It is. So what does that actually mean? What are the technical implications of being engineered for Iowa's toughest weather?
Well, that's the whole ballgame right there, and it's not just about using good shingles.
Right.
To engineer for that region, that transition zone from dry west to humid, stormy east, it means a few things. It implies they're using materials with, say, superior wind uplift ratings, probably class 4 hail-resistant materials.
Okay.
And it means they're paying specific attention to venting and the integrity of the decking underneath. Standard installation can fail in plains weather. The word engineered suggests they're using specific fastening patterns, better sealants, things designed to handle high shear winds and those wild temperature swings.
So it's the how as much as the what, the installation method itself.
Absolutely.
Okay, then we've got general roof installation, which covers new construction additions. The goal here is defined as long-term durability. That seems to set the baseline for what you should expect from them.
Right. If you're building a new house, you want that peace of mind. You want the building's envelope to be robust from day one, so you minimize future costs. That durability claim is basically a long-term warranty promise.
Okay, now we get to the really interesting contrast in materials. This highlights that choice you have to make, right? Between immediate cost and ultimate longevity.
Yeah.
They offer two major types. First, metal roofing. The sources paint this as the ultimate defense system. Sleek, modern metal roofing systems that offer maximum fire resistance and lifetime longevity.
And metal really is the pinnacle of that lasting protection idea. The phrase lifetime longevity is a huge commitment.
For sure.
Metal is non-combustible, which is why they can say maximum fire resistance. It stands up to hail and snow better than almost anything else, but
It's always a but.
it's a significant upfront investment. We're talking maybe 2, even 3 times the cost of asphalt. But if you're looking for generational security for your property, that's the solution.
But they don't just push the most expensive thing. They balance it with asphalt shingles.
Right.
The sources call this the perfect blend of affordability and aesthetic appeal. And they do it by using top-tier architectural shingles. Let's break that down. For someone who's not in roofing, what exactly is an architectural shingle?
So an architectural shingle, some people call them dimensional shingles. They're the key to that blend. Unlike the old flat 3-tab shingles you might be picturing.
Yeah, the basic ones.
Right. These are thicker, they're often layered, and they have this more random textured look. It can mimic slate or even cedar shake, so that's the aesthetic appeal.
And the performance.
More importantly, that extra dimension, that thickness, gives them much better wind resistance than the cheaper stuff. So the company is essentially saying, look, if affordability is your main concern, we're not going to give you the bottom of the barrel option. We're going to give you the highest performing asphalt product that still looks great.
So it manages that tension between a budget and their performance promise.
Exactly. It makes the choice really clear for the customer.
It creates a simple menu. You have metal for lifetime security and architectural shingles for aesthetic, affordable performance.
A clear choice based on your budget and how much risk you're willing to take on for future repairs.
Okay, that leaves one more service, gutter installation. And this can feel like, I don't know, an add-on service.
A lot of people see it that way.
But given all the talk about protecting the investment from tough weather, you think it's way more critical than that.
Oh, absolutely. And the service just reinforces the systemic approach they take. They don't even call it gutter installation in the document.
What do they call it?
They call it establishing a seamless water management system. That phrasing is the whole insight right there. A seamless system has fewer leaks, better flow. It's designed to direct huge amounts of water away from the house.
And the reason that's so important is for foundation protection, which they mention. Why is that such a high priority in this specific part of the country?
Because the damage from a bad water management system can be just catastrophic, and it's often silent until it's too late.
Right.
In the Midwest, you have these rapid freeze-thaw cycles, you have intense seasonal rain. If water pools around your foundation because your gutters are failing, it weakens the soil structure. It leads to hydrostatic pressure. You get basement leaks, cracks in the foundation.
I mean, we're talking about massive, expensive problems.
The cost of a full foundation repair can dwarf the cost of even the most premium roof. So by installing gutters correctly, they're protecting the entire value of the home, which fulfills that lasting protection promise. The gutter is a crucial link connecting the roof to the ground.
That analysis really changes how you see that sixth service. It's not an add-on at all.
It's fundamental.
So we've got the 6 high-performance weather-engineered services. Now we can circle back to that geographical tension. Because the name is Council Bluffs LFL, but the sources show this incredibly extensive operational footprint. We need to understand the strategy there.
Well, the documents confirm their service areas, Council Bluffs, IA, and surrounding Heartland areas. And then they list 14 specific cities. This isn't just, expanding into the next suburb over.
Well,
This is a clear logistical strategy designed to cover major economic corridors. If you look at the cities, they connect the big population centers.
and they list them all. I mean, it's a huge list, 14 specific cities.
Yeah, we probably don't need to read all 14.
No, that would definitely slow us down. But
I
let's analyze the sweep of it for you, because what it tells us about their strategy is fascinating.
It tells us they're leveraging the I-80 corridor in a big way. And they're crossing state lines to capture the entire market around the Missouri River.
Okay, so on the Nebraska side,
In Nebraska, they're not just in Omaha. They're covering the whole Metro La Vista, Bellevue, Ralston, Papillion, and then they push west to get the state capital, Lincoln.
so that's the entire eastern third of Nebraska's population, basically.
Munich, yeah.
And then on the Iowa side, they obviously have their roots in Council Bluffs, but they extend way out from there.
Absolutely. They list Des Moines and West Des Moines, so they're jumping clear across the state to tap into another major metro.
And then up north.
And by listing Sioux City, Glenwood, Underwood, Logan, they're covering that essential, highly populated agricultural and commercial hub right near the state borders. The big picture is a company using Council Bluffs as an HQ, but strategically targeting high-density areas across 2 states.
A regional contractor with a local brand.
That's it, exactly.
Okay, but managing logistics across 13 cities and 2 states, that requires some exceptional flexibility. And that brings us to the logistical details and the sources, which honestly are pretty astonishing for this kind of business.
The business hours are a massive tell, a huge insight. They are available 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday.
And the hours themselves are expansive. 7:30 a.m. all the way to 9:00.
That is not a standard construction workday.
No, you do not offer 9 p.m. availability unless you are expecting emergency calls.
Precisely. That schedule is built for an emergency first response. When you advertise emergency leak repairs and you engineer for Iowa's toughest weather, your business hours have to reflect that climate volatility.
So when a hailstorm hits Omaha at 6 p.m. on a Saturday,
They're available. It signals a level of customer service you need when you're dealing with insurance claims and, immediate crises, not just scheduling a new roof install 3 weeks from now during daylight hours.
that level of availability, 7 days a week, that has to be a major differentiator in the market. And it just reinforces that whole go-to provider claim.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, for anyone in those 14 cities, the sources give just one single point of contact. 712-888-2488, one number to manage that entire logistical web.
Yeah, a single number just simplifies the whole process. It makes that huge regional presence feel accessible to the average person.
Okay. I feel like we've synthesized a pretty comprehensive view of this company's entire structure. So what does this all mean?
Let's bring it all together.
For you, the listener, the key takeaways are really about how you analyze a business model like this. This is a company that operates on high-performance craftsmanship. They offer 6 critical weather-engineered services, and they use high-end materials like architectural shingles and metal roofing.
Right.
And somehow they manage to balance this intense local brand Council Bluffs LFL with a vast operational scope, serving 14 cities 7 days a week across the Heartland.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, the sources really show a successful strategy for scaling a local business in a physically demanding climate. Their whole specialization in local weather isn't just a marketing line.
No, it dictates everything.
It dictates their materials, their engineering standards, and their 7-day-a-week operational schedule. Their entire mission is proactive defense against environmental damage, from the roof all the way down to the foundation.
It really does frame the whole decision as a security investment, not just, a cosmetic one.
Absolutely. And this raises a really important question for you to think about. Given that the company emphasizes lasting protection against this volatile weather, property owners have to make a direct trade-off.
Hmm.
They highlight the affordability of architectural shingles, which will need replacement eventually, versus the lifetime longevity and fire resistance of metal, which has that much higher upfront cost.
So what's the final thought here?
The question to mull over is this: what is the true long-term cost of choosing affordability in a region that's defined by tough weather conditions, especially when you factor in the potential catastrophic costs of a failing water management system that damages your foundation? The sources make it pretty clear that the wisest investment is in enduring security, even if that price tag is higher at the start.